Good morning, guys. Welcome to a new episode of 7 Minute Grammar Notes, where we help you to prepare for grammar in the most practical way possible. And that is by having you focus on a relatively concise set of topics, or rather grammatical errors, which are tested the most in your entrance tests. Okay, I've talked about the course Pedagogy in detail in the intro video of this course, which you can watch if you haven't already. And for now, let's jump into today's topic. So in the last session, guys, we discussed how when two subjects are joined by the coordinating conjunction or, what should be the form of the verb, right? That should be used in such cases. We also discussed the cases before that. We discussed if the subjects are joined by the conjunction and, तब आपको क्या करना चाहिए, है ना? Well, what if the subjects are joined by neither of these? इनमें से कोई भी आपका यूज नहीं होता है. Rather, they are joined by a different type of expression. Or rather say expressions, for example, as well as, together with, accompanied by, along with, right? For example, you can say S1 as well as S2, and then you can, the rest of the sentence goes, right? Or S1 together with S2, or S1 along with S2, right? So in such cases, तो आप क्या करेंगे? It's quite simple actually. The appendage rule is what applies to such cases, and why it is known as the appendage rule वो मैं आपको explain करता हूँ. So you must have heard of appendectomy, आपने सुना होगा, right? Or appendix. What is the appendix? The appendix is basically a vestigial organ of the human body, right? Vestigial organ का मतलब ये होता है कि जैसा organ जिसकी, like in today's day, in today's time, we don't really have a proper functional utility for that organ. अगर उसको निकाल के फेंक दिया जाए तो it's said that कि it won't really hamper the day-to-day workings of a human being, right? So then oftentimes when it becomes infected, right, काफी ज़्यादा problem हो जाती है, तो people go for kind of an appendectomy where they remove the appendix, right? So and hence, and you can see that how that has influenced the meaning of this word here. अगर आप देखो आपके किताबों में भी, the appendix is the part in any book. The appendix is the part of the book where you have some extra information which is not the core part of the book, right? So appendix kind of has a sense of something that is secondary in nature, okay? And that brings us to the appendage rule. Well, according to the appendage rule, it basically says that if you have two subjects being joined together by expressions such as these, then the first subject is considered as the primary subject, which is having to drag around the appendage, the second subject, जिसको आप appendage मान के चलते हो, ठीक है? That means the second subject, you don't associate much value with the second subject. आप यहाँ पे second subject के साथ कोई value associate नहीं करेंगे. It is just an appendage that is like fixed with the primary subject, that is जो कि ले जाना पड़ रहा है वैसे. Okay, I'm talking in a strictly grammatical sense, in a very strictly syntactical sense. इसको आप context के अंदर के like sentence के अंदर जो communication किया जा रहा है, information से relate मत करिएगा, उससे confuse मत करिएगा. So the first subject is considered as the primary subject, the second one is the appendage, and hence the form that the verb will take will simply be the form of the primary subject. Okay, if the primary subject is singular in nature, the verb takes a singular form. If it is plural in nature, it takes the plural form. Okay, let's look at some examples. The first sentence says the professor along with the students plans to visit the laboratory, right? Now in this case, the first subject, the primary subject, is the professor, and then you have the along with expression, and then you have the next subject, which is the students. In this case, so in this sentence, the professor will become your primary subject and the students become the appendage, right? And hence the verb has to take the form of the primary subject, the professor, which is singular in nature. So you want to go for the singular form of the verb, which is plans, not plan. So the professor along with the students plans to visit the laboratory. Next, what if you changed it, right? What if you said that the students along with the professor plans to visit the laboratory, right? The rule again applies. In this case, however, the students become the primary subject and the professor becomes the appendage, okay? And hence the verb will take the form of the primary subject, which now happens to be plural in nature. So you'd rather want to go for plan instead of plans, right? The correct sentence here would be the students along with the professor plan to visit the laboratory, okay? Few more examples to consider. So Dumbledore along with the students is or are going to visit the Whomping Willow. Dumbledore is the primary subject. His students will be the appendage here, right? So the verb has to take the form of the primary subject. Primary subject is singular in nature. You go for the singular verb, right? Dumbledore along with his students is going to visit the Whomping Willow. The young wizards accompanied by their professor was or were taken to Hogsmeade. Now the young wizards will become the primary subject here, and the professor becomes the secondary the secondary subject or the appendage here. And the verb has to take the form of the primary subject, which is plural in nature. So you want to go for were in this case, not was, right? So the correct expression would be the young wizards accompanied by their professor were taken to Hogsmeade. And last one, Spock together with his crew members was or were put into the prisoner bay by the aliens. Spock, primary subject, crew members, the appendage or secondary subjects. The verb has to take the form of the primary subject, which is singular in nature. So you go for was and not were. Correct expression, the Spock together with his crew members was put into the prisoner bay by the aliens. Okay, that's about it, guys. And now a sentence for you guys to try by yourself. Spock as well as his friends is going to take control of the space shuttle. Do you think this is correct? If yes, let me know in the comments. If no, well, let me know what should be the correction here in the comment section. Okay. About me, guys, I'm Anupam Mishra and I'm Lucknow alumnus. You can know more about my profile and my credentials by watching this video where I've talked about it in detail. Plus, you can also watch the next error in line by clicking on this video here. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Thank you.